What is going on, Alpha Hunters? Hope everybody had a stupendous weekend. It is a marvelous Monday here, and we are, kind of seeing a nice little rally on the markets. Very interesting to see what's going on under the hood. I don't understand the rally today. I mean, it was mostly a gap up, so it was mostly a futures rally. So we'll take a look, maybe a little bit at the futures action. What's kind of interesting is don't really know why the market's up. I mean, we're gonna get CPI Wednesday morning. We're also gonna get, I believe, let me see real quick. Yeah, we're gonna get Apple's iPhone event tomorrow. So it's kind of interesting. Usually, Apple's iPhone event is usually like a sell event, like it's usually bullish before, but Apple dropped off pretty strong last week, so I don't know. Maybe it buys it buys up afterwards. I don't know. But CPI isn't gonna shock. Like if it comes down to like 1% year over year, I mean that's fine. If it comes down to uh, let's see, what's it expected to be at? If it comes down to even like 3%, okay, that's not a big deal. I mean that was already expected. But to be pretty honest, it's actually expected to go up to 3.8%, and a big reason why that is because let me give it a log here. Boom, there we go. Clean that chart. Oh, hold on, that's yearly. My bad. I want monthly. There we go. There we go. Um, we're gonna drop off this month. This is the month that we're gonna drop off. So we're already at 0.2, and analysts are basically expecting that number to go higher. So like the new number should be up here around zero point 0.4 or something like that. That's the expectation or the forecast. Actually, the forecast is actually expecting a zero point 0.6 number, so all the way up here. So the analyst and I guess survey people, the people that kind of do the forecast, and it's usually, you know, an average, right? They're expecting all the way up here 0.6, 0.6. So that would make sense why the year over year estimate is expected to go up by a zero point 0.4 number. Because we're going to leave behind a 0.2 number and we're going to pick up a 0.6 number. So that delta is 0.4. Prior month was a 3.2 yearly number. Makes sense. It goes up by a 0.4 to a forecast of 3.6. So it doesn't seem like analysts are expecting it to come down too much. Be curious to see why. What's got a lot of analysts or economic people thinking that it's going to be that much higher in August compared to previous. Anyways, so if inflation pops and pops back up, I don't know. I mean, what's the market? What's the market going to think on that? I can't really see that being a good thing if inflation starts to tick higher. And we'll see what's kind of going on with that. But I mean, I don't think that's gonna be a good thing. I don't think the market will think that's a good thing because I think we'll see yields explode higher. I think yields will explode higher because I think that'll basically lock it in that we'll get another rate increase before the end of the year. Let me know if there's anything you want to take a look at. I did have some messages about Tesla. Tesla's crushing life today, so we'll eventually get to Tesla. But yeah, nice gap up here on the SPY. Let's just take a look at the futures. What's going on there? Come on. Thank you. So here's the futures. This is overnight from yesterday's start. Yeah, there we go. Yesterday's start. Wasn't doing anything great initially. Just kind of sideways. Kind of was trying to drop off there, and then just started rallying late Sunday night. This is probably when the Cowboys were crushing the Giants. So apparently the market was just really getting doped up on that. I don't know. Just kept running higher. Just kept running higher basically all night. I mean, there's nothing. It doesn't seem like it was just one news event that came out in the early morning or anything like that. Just looked like it just steadily climbed higher. Whatever about this pivot point right here. So about midnight Eastern time, just started running. Saw some real quick profit taking as we saw the market start to bring in buyers Thursday and Friday last week, and then yeah, saw some quick drops there. How's it look on the daily? Yeah, the daily picture, the way we ended Friday didn't look bullish. It did not, but today's gap up looks quite a bit more bullish. It looks substantially more bullish. Nice gap up, retested into that 10 moving average. I mean, that looks really good. It looks really good. So maybe we do continue to push higher. I'll wait for Wednesday. I'll wait for Wednesday because I think CPI is gonna probably jack up the dollar and jack up yields, and then I think at that point, I think people are just gonna fold it in. I think people will start flooding to like 6 and 1 year bonds, while the market probably gets thrashed for the next 6 months to a year. Yeah, I mean the Q's getting a huge uplift here today. Nice gap up. Look at that run that we just had. Basically over the past hour and a half, a little bit over an hour. Nice run. Back to the daily highs. SPY didn't make the daily highs. Okay. IWM, nice gap up. Pull back kind of down toward the daily lows currently. DIA, kind of at the middle point of the day, but yeah, they also gapped up, traded lower. They actually got negative. They didn't get. I mean, if they got negative, it was very brief. It doesn't look like it was by much either. Yeah, the IWM didn't. RSP did get negative very briefly. But they got a pretty good gap up there. How much is that? RSP gapped up about 0.5%, so that's pretty good. Pulled back a little bit below halfway point of the day, though. Okay. Taking a look at the daily pictures here. Yeah, the RSP just kind of retested right into the 10 EMA coming down. DIA is at least above the moving averages, so it's getting some support from that. IWM is not, kind of breaking back down again, retesting that 10 EMA today. Q is actually breaking back higher after retesting the 10 EMA. SPY, same kind of situation. Okay. How's the VIX doing today? VIX, another open higher. Telling you, man, just buy calls on the VIX before Friday's close. Like right at the close on Friday, and just sell it right on the open on Monday morning. It's almost easy now. It's just so predictable. Dollar getting a little bit of a drop today. This is not a huge deal currently. If we continue to see this breakdown throughout the rest of the week, it would be a false breakout over this high, especially on a weekly time frame. You know, let me show the weekly time frame here. So yeah, I mean we broke up above and held above it this week over this high that we put in back in May. So if we break back down, then not gonna be good. At least like on the medium term, it wouldn't look all that great. Gold breaking down a little bit. That's interesting. Okay, so gold actually did gap up, but it sold off. But dollar hasn't like really seen much strength throughout the day. Kind of like got a little bit of a double bottom here on the intraday here on the dollar. Okay. I would say the big deal for the day, outside of the market just crushing it, yields, man. Another push higher on yields. I mean, just continuing to slowly grind higher, and if tomorrow we just have another slow grind higher. Man, Wednesday is going to set up to just explode higher and just absolutely crush over like 4.5% here on the 10-year. And that would, I think, I don't know. You still hear people say not taking it seriously that yields keep going higher, but like they're not showing any signs of stopping. And like I don't know, people are trying to continue to be bullish on bonds, and it's like bonds aren't going to be bullish if yields are going higher, and yields look like they're going higher. And if CPI comes in at 3.6, or I'd even say 3.5 and higher, like they're kind of forecasting. Like, okay, so inflation's starting to tick back up. Like it's not going to really give the Federal Reserve the ability to not raise yield rates. So yeah. Anyways, I would absolutely be taking the yields probably more seriously than what people are talking about it. 10 to 2 inversion, starting to slowly push back up. Nice little consolidation here over the past month so far. Nice little sideways consolidation. HYG, high yields corporate bonds, haven't really been doing a whole lot. What's your dividend at? 3.35 is your dividend there on the HYG. Somewhere between 0.35, 0.36. Which is not horrible. Consider that's a monthly dividend. So that's actually not bad. So you're getting, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. 0.35, let's say that times 3 because we can get a quarterly. Get to a quarterly number, so that's 0.7, it's 0.1, or that's 1.05. That's not bad. Actually, that's not bad at all. I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, like 1.05. Oh, I just need to bust out the calculator. I'm just struggle busting right now. So, anyways, what I'm trying to figure out is kind of what the current yield rate is. So we'll say 355 times that by 3. So this is the quarterly dividend, right? So this is the quarterly dividend on the HYG, and we'll times that by 4. This will get us the annual dividend, which is not too bad. So 4.26, divide that by 74.66. So it's about a 6% dividend yield annual, but you get it monthly. So that's actually a really good yield, man. That's a really good yield there on the HYG, on the high yields. LQD is up off the lows. That's what I was looking at, up off the lows. Nice little lower wick there. HYG kind of throwing a lower wick too. At least it's positive. LQD not positive. Got a little bit of a gap down. TLT a little bit of a gap down. AAPL, big news event tomorrow. Start to run through some of these stocks. Get going on Apple. AAPL though, big news event tomorrow. Had a huge move lower today. I mean, you can see a gap up, and they got absolutely crushed in that first hour. Came back all the way to being negative. It's rallied off the lows. Nice little 5-minute candle coming in right now. So yeah, AAPL not looking too bad. So that's AAPL, and then Microsoft. Microsoft also gapping up. Okay. Microsoft looking pretty good on this gap up. It looks really good. Curious. Microsoft's Xbox partner with MasterCard, Barclays to roll out gaming credit card. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. I wonder if Barclays will regret that, because like Goldman regretted the Apple Card. Okay, so we see Apple or Amazon and Tesla doing really good today. Let's take a look at Alphabet. Alphabet throwing a little bit of a doji right now. Throwing a little bit of a doji. Is Meta finally getting over 300? Meta is finally getting over 300. All right, nice gap up sideways to kind of start the day for a few hours, and then really over the past hour, just nice push higher. Okay, yeah, it looks really good. I think Meta's finally going to hold over 300. I mean, it had been struggling there for about a week. Looks pretty good. I mean, hard to say that it's not going to go higher. Okay, so consumer discretionary is crushing it. Mostly, I mean, Amazon and Tesla. Amazon's up 3% today. Look at that move. There you go. Yeah, Amazon looking good. Tesla. So Tesla got a price target upgrade to 400. 400, which would be looks like 30-ish points. Oh no, that's back up to about the all-time high. I mean, that's basically back up to the all-time high. Yeah, there you go. That's what the Tesla price target would be back up to. Yeah, what's interesting about the Tesla though is that they said it's based on the AI, or not AI, the supercomputer that Tesla is building or built. And I'm like, okay, like, didn't everybody build a supercomputer by now? Why is Tesla's important or different? And why does it make this company now, let's see, 50% more valuable than its current price? So, okay. That's interesting. Energy markets. Energies are getting hit pretty good today. Nvidia. Let's run through the semiconductors. Nvidia breaking down 1%. They did get a gap up, but they traded bearishly for a little while, for about the first 40 minutes or so. So that's Nvidia. AMD, same kind of deal. Had a little bit more of the rally here over the past hour than Nvidia did. AVGO. Average Joe just kind of just slid down for a good while. I mean, they got hit in that initial sell-off, but I mean, they just continued to slide a little bit. Got a nice little rally about in the middle part of the day, or they're about the middle point between the high and low. So Qualcomm, nice gap up on Qualcomm, up three and 3/4. Looking real good. That's a very nice gap up. I didn't know what happened with Qualcomm last I think Thursday. I didn't know what happened there. Intel's been running. Intel's been breaking out. Looking really good. Even that weekly, man. That weekly looks so good. Yeah, it looks really good. Nice gap up. Kind of sideways at the zero line for the day. Pushed higher for 2 hours between about noon to 2 o'clock Eastern, and then now it's coming back over the past 20 minutes. All right. Yeah, Intel looking pretty good. Texas Instruments, nice gap up, traded lower. It's pushing higher over the past couple hours. Okay. How was AMD looking on the daily? Okay. TSM. TSM got a nice little gap down there on Thursday. It's kind of been just trading sideways here. Nice gap up today. Traded lower. Had a little bit of a rally. Kind of coming back down a little bit. All right. Yeah, there's. I still just don't understand everything of why we gapped up so much. Stocks jump amid soft landing, amid hopes. I mean, how often is that going to be the headline? Stocks jump because nothing new and people just kept on buying. Got it. All right. Check out crude oil, and then I'm gonna check out crude and energy stocks, and then I'll check out sector rotation. I know discretionaries are gonna be crushing it. Crude oil going sideways up here. Nice little doji action. Gasoline. Look at that, following through, pushing higher. Okay. Yep. Okay. Exxon. Massive profit taking in Exxon. Down 1.5%. They gapped up, man, but they've been just trading lower all day. Chevron? Chevron's getting whacked, down 2%. Okay. ConocoPhillips down 1.75%. We're sitting right on top of that 10 daily EMA. They've been trading lower all day too. Valero. Nice doji there on Valero. At least it's been rallying here the past a couple of hours. Now this is more refiner, so that might be rallying because gasoline's doing pretty good. MPC. Marathon Petroleum. Nice little doji. Nothing crazy. MRO. Marathon Oil Corporation. This is more like the crude oil side of the business, not the refinery side of the business. Nice. Nice sell down though. Very much looks like Exxon, Chevron, ConocoPhillips, BP. BP getting hit? No, not as much. Okay. Check. Check sector performance. Yeah, so discretionary's gapped up, and you just see them running higher all day. Doesn't even look like they've had a really extended long pullback. So XLY definitely outperforming on the day. XLC doing pretty good as well. How's AT&T, Verizon? T-Mobile's doing good. AT&T is also up, not quite 1%. Verizon's up 1.3%. So yeah, everything basically in the XLC is looking like it's doing pretty good. Staples, XLP, outperforming, in line with the market's healthcare. Underperformers, materials, tech, utilities. So tech's actually underperforming. That's semiconductors. Semiconductors underperforming. So that's what's dragging down tech. Financials, utilities, real estate, industrials, and the big loser, yeah, energy markets. Sector rotation without the gap, yeah, you can see energy's really lagging behind there. Yep, discretionary's up at the top, so that makes sense. Healthcare not looking too bad. Staples not looking too bad. Okay, so both are seeing actually some intraday buying. That's not too bad. Communications, XLC, also kind of up there, outperforming. Utilities also outperforming. Okay. Underperformers, real estate, tech, industrials, financials. Real estate, tech, industrials, financials, and materials. All right. Okay. Kind of curious, see what rate odds are at. Right there. They're looking pretty good for a hold in September, which is next week. It'll be next week, September 20th. Looking pretty good for that. November. If CPI comes in at 3.6%, I would expect it to go. I would expect the rate odds, or the odds of a rate hike in November, to probably go up. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Um, December, most likely our current level, maybe higher. Now starting to see another. My goodness. So there's starting to be some people thinking that we're going to go even higher in December. There will be 75 basis points higher in December. Wow. I'm, and then it looks like everybody's kind of coming back down. I mean, we're starting to get pretty wide ranges. People are like Goldilocks, or, and that's kind of the really tough spot. If you have a Goldilocks scenario, then you're probably, I mean, you're probably going to see yields push higher if it's not Goldilocks. Like the economy's not a Goldilocks economy, then, well, then the economy's dropping off. Either way, man, I don't know. I just not much to reliably say yes. This is a great spot to be bullish. Let me know if there's anything you want to take a look at. Yeah, let me know if there's anything you want to take a look at. Just trying to get an idea. See, just looking around, taking a look at a lot of different things. Pepsi, bouncing back. Bouncing back. All right. Nice move higher on Pepsi. 1.75% today. That's nice. Procter Gamble, also up pretty good. Okay. Coke, and what is this one? MDLZ. Mondelez International. Up over 2%. That looks pretty good. Coke, though. Coke is up over 0.5%. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's point. They're up about 1%. They're up about 1%. Okay, so Coke's also doing pretty good. They've been getting staples here. Have been getting hit pretty good over the past about month. So it's kind of interesting. While they're popping today, is along with basically big tech. Big tech's popping except for like Apple because they got an event tomorrow, and semiconductors. Semiconductors is also getting hit today. But I mean, other than that, all the big tech names outside of those two specific areas are doing really good. Okay, and then, jeez, it's so bright. Yeah, you can see a lot of semiconductors getting hit, except for Qualcomm. Did I look at Qualcomm? Oh yeah, that's right. It gapped up to the 10 EMA that's coming down because I had a really bad day there on Thursday. Qualcomm in supply deal for iPhone chips. Well, that will help move the stock higher. That will help. Yep. Texas stock rise on AI Mojo. Yep. There's supercomputer. They got a $400 price target upgrade, and basically, the analyst said supercomputer was a big reason. I'm like, what? Like everybody has supercomputers. What is so fantastic about theirs? Disney Charter reached deal to end media blackout, so that's good. Let's go take a look at Disney. Disney's up about 1.5%. They've kind of been all over the place today. You can see when that deal got made, or it was announced. Gapped up, kind of was rolling over, and right there, 10 o'clock Eastern, pop. So yeah, there you go. And it came all the way back down, took out the daily low, and then it's been climbing ever since. So kind of a yin yang kind of day right there. James Smuckers to buy Hostess brands for $5.6 billion. So we're going to have jelly now in our sweets snacks. That'll be so good for diabetes. Apple's charging change is going to be a pain. Dude, you just do it, man. Just say, hey, we got to do this. We're going to make cords. Go buy the cords. Buy all the adapters. They all bought already before. Google US have a lot to lose if Monopoly face off. Jeez. Okay. The mighty American consumer is about to hit a wall. What do you got? You better don't take me to your website. Real struggle. More than half of 526 respondents said that personal consumption, the most important driver of economic growth, will shrink in early 2024, which would be the first quarterly decline since the onset of the pandemic. Another 21% said the reversal will happen even sooner. Okay, interesting. In the last quarter of this year, as high borrowing costs eat into household budgets while COVID era savings run down. Okay. The findings is at odds with the optimism that permeated U.S. equity markets for most of the summer, as cooling inflation and low unemployment boosted hopes for a so-called soft landing. Should the economy stop growing, a scenario that's quite likely if consumer spending contracts, it could mean more downside for stocks, which have already slipped from late July highs. Yeah. Which would be really interesting if that scenario is happening, and then you're getting inflation from CPI maybe Wednesday morning going back higher. So you're raising rates into a declining economy or declining consumer. That sounds like a freaking disaster in the waiting. Yeah, sounds like a real disaster. The likelihood of a soft landing, falling inflation, an end to Fed tightening, a peak in interest rates, a stable dollar, stable oil prices, all those things help drive the markets up, says Alec Young, chief investment strategist at MAP Signals. If the market loses confidence in that scenario, the stocks are vulnerable. Okay. Well, we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, I think I don't like Goldilocks scenarios on equity markets because it doesn't stay like that. Anyways, we could definitely see the market actually stay somewhat strong today, maybe tomorrow. I would say we probably lose some ground tomorrow as the Apple news kind of comes out, and Apple just kind of like loses ground. and Apple might sell down and take the market with it. I don't think it'd be crazy, but that's what it would look like. I think Wednesday is going to be the day. We're going to get CPI. If it comes in hot, I think you're going to see yields jump, and I think you're going to see the market get really, really worried, as you're going to get higher odds for rate hikes from the Fed. Yields will be pushing higher, and I think with that situation, I think people are going to start to look at the consumer and economy and say, yeah, there's almost no way it's going to hold. Anyways, that's just kind of me talking. We'll see. SPX. How are we on this chart? Yeah, see, like we're under this. We're under that path. It's just not too far under that path yet. So if we break down the rest of this week, yeah, it'll be a big deal. It'll look really skeptical. People will start. I think if you continue to buy the dip, as if we continue to move lower, you're just eating your own arm. My opinion. If we break this low, it's over. People will sell out big time. So it's going to come down to Wednesday. Wednesday CPI. CPI comes in hot. I think the market will just get thrashed. There would be no reason for the market to move higher. Not to say it possibly couldn't. I just don't think it will. I mean, the market's moved higher for a lot over the past couple months, but I failed to really kind of understand the impact of, I guess, the CHIPS Act and the Inflation Reduction Act, which is an oxymoron in and of itself. Inflation Reduction Act. Funny. Yeah, if you don't have any questions, I think that mostly covers it. We're just going to be waiting see how the market responds tomorrow to the Apple event. I don't even know what time it is, but usually it's in the morning. Usually it's over kind of early, before lunchtime. So all that stuff's usually already out there before I'll be on the live stream, and then Wednesday morning, that'll be the big one. So we can kind of talk about the Apple, what the market's doing tomorrow, and then obviously get ready for the CPI, because CPI, man, I don't know, it's not shocking anymore if CPI comes down. Like, it's already come down. It came down for the past 12 months. So what would you expect? Watch out for the dollar to probably bounce off the 10, rally here over the next couple days, especially on Wednesday. Continue to push higher. All that stuff is not good for stocks. Dollar going higher, yields going higher, and stocks still kind of holding strong. Especially a lot of the big tech stocks that are wrapped up in the Qs, because many of those are multinationals. Easily multinationals. Easily. So the higher the dollar goes, the worse that is for those companies on earnings, because they report in dollars. So when you're having a currency, transfer the currency value back from like euros to dollars, the higher the dollar goes, it's not good. Japanese yen to dollars, Australian dollars to dollars, US dollars. So we'll take a look at the markets tomorrow. I'm sure Apple, most of the movement will probably be out of Apple by then. And then game plan for CPI, as we'll see what the market's doing tomorrow. But Outfunders, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out, chatting, talking, and we'll see what tomorrow looks like. Alrighty. Take care, Outfunders.